morning, goddess. How are you?
I'm wonderful. You look lovely today.
Thank you. You helped.
Thank you. I did. I'm happy to say we have many talents in life.
We won't say why you
No.
helped, but I'm gorgeous. That's all that
There
matters.
she is. There she is. This is the importance of having friends who love you. They will tell you, I can make you better. Trusting
Well,
confidence.
they
and
have
faith.
that.
Yes.
They have the perspective.
They sometimes do. We sometimes can be your loving mirror
Yes, we can.
and fix you.
Yes, we can.
So we're delighted to be back. This is the second show of the third season.
She really loves doing this math. I do.
Well, I want you to know where you are too. You're here at Good Morning Goddess. And this is very exciting for us to be wanted, that we're still here, we're still back. As you can see, we have a new set. We're very excited
Well,
about
look at
this.
this. Well,
It has,
you know, it's a little plain back here, but we're working on that.
yes we are.
How did this come about?
I'm going to put my art on the wall, so every show you're going to see different art. And
How did this come about? I want to hear.
well, this has to do with our topic today. Thank you for
We
asking.
have a topic
We
today.
always do. We have something for you and homework
We talk
later.
about it at least 5 minutes before we start the show.
At least. We put serious thought into
The content.
relative content of our respective shows so that we may bring you the freshest, the best information to empower you to create your best life ever.
That's what we do.
So-
That's what we love to do.
This topic
Because it
today,
helps us. We're reminding ourselves, and we're sharing that with you.
yeah. The topic today is being satisfied with what is and eager for more.
I love that.
I know. It was a really wonderful phrase I heard this week, and I said, I not only can live with that sentence, which came, by the way, from Abraham Hicks.
What is it about that? Well, Abraham-Hicks.com, we love them.
Yes.
Go listen to them. Lots of information on how to create your best life ever that help us to help you, because this is what we're all about.
Right.
So I want to hear the story of how this all occurred. And
Okay.
I want to hear what that statement means to you, because it sounds like it's laden with lots of rich stuff.
It really hit me as like having the best of both worlds. In other words, being satisfied with what is doesn't mean everything's great, but it means you're finding a comfort with the world around you that you've created so far. And eager for more is almost like and allowing me to say, you know, I'm satisfied with what I got, but I really want more, bigger, better. I want to grow in life, and I'm allowed to do that. It's almost like people are raised with the idea that you've made your bed, now you have to lie in it.
I hate that.
I know.
I grew up with that. I hate that.
I know.
Hate that.
Many of us did. Tell us
Yeah.
about your childhood.
When I was a child,
No,
if you can imagine that many years ago, we did. We grew up with that idea, and I watched my mother live that.
Yeah.
I watched my mother angry and frustrated and resentful because this was what she chose, and now she has to put up with the
You're
results.
stuck.
So it's like you can't transcend it.
Right.
You are just stuck with having to deal with it, and life sucks. And I'm
And who
sorry,
told you that?
this
Who
is not
told you that?
my game.
Right, who says you have to do that? Why do you believe that other people keep you down? It's okay for them to keep you down that way, and why do you buy into it?
Well, that's kind of a victim thing.
Yeah.
But really, you know, we make choices, and we get to discover whether they're working for us or not. So we do make some choices that are mistakes. And those mistakes, instead of being the bat that you beat yourself with,
yes.
they are really opportunities to discover refinements of what you want to create. So you can go, you can live, you know, I got a lot of stuff from my family about, oh, you make a choice and you don't stick with it.
Really?
Well, you know what? If it wasn't working for me, why should I?
Right.
You get to say, oh, you know what? I tried this, it didn't work, I'm going to try something else, and that's okay. And you learn from each of those. You don't have to do the whole panoply, the whole gamut, just because you made a choice.
Right.
A choice is an opportunity to decide if you want to continue to make the choice.
Right. And it doesn't mean you're flaky or irresponsible because you changed your mind. As long as you keep your word and renegotiate your agreements, and everybody says, okay, you're right, it's not working for me either. You'd be surprised how many people are anxious to be honest with you and want to change too, but they're afraid they have to stay in the bed they made.
Right. So it's like you can go with the flow as it works.
Right.
You know, a lot of us kind of put ourselves in this little maze, and we find ourselves block, and then we go, oh, we're blocked. Oh, we're blocked, and they stand there looking at the wall.
Right.
Instead of going, oh, okay, maybe I ought to turn around and make another choice and make another move and see where that takes me.
Right. And having the power to do that is what makes us human. We get to choose again and again, and say it's okay to make mistakes, move on, get over it, move past it.
I mean,
Easier to say than done, but we're going to give you homework later on how to do it.
there are so many mistakes that have become grand inventions.
Mhm.
Penicillin was one of them.
I didn't know that was a mistake.
Moldy bread.
I thought she was looking for mold.
Well, she wanted to do one thing,
Curious.
it became another.
Right.
This is what's happened with many, many cures in the pharmaceutical
Okay.
industry. This is what's happened with many inventions. Oh, I was trying to make this, but I ended up with this, and isn't
Right.
that cool? Let's go over here.
That's right. Being
Be
creative,
fluid.
being open, being aware that things could be different even while you're going in this direction, being open to ideas, suggestions, and change. That's being creative and
Yeah.
aware in your life.
You know, there's something I have to share. Bernie, share.
Okay, go ahead.
This has happened in the last couple of weeks, and it's wonderful. One night, I got home, and I was just sitting there, and relaxing and basking, and all of a sudden, I felt this level of deep enjoyment and satisfaction that I had not felt in years.
Oh,
There was
satisfied.
some level of letting go, some level of, you know, in our lives, we tend to live in this state of on to the next thing. We live in this state like we're in a baseball game, and you know, the old sexual thing, get to first base, second base, third base, fourth base, and we're so busy focusing on the next base, we don't enjoy
Or
the
home
base
run.
we're on.
Or home run.
You know, so if you're making out, enjoy making out. You don't have to be worried about how you're going to get to the next base. Enjoy where you're at. And I was able, very recently, to experience that deep enjoyment, satisfaction, and the comfort of that I hadn't felt in a long time. And I was so grateful. I'm really cultivating that.
Right.
And so that's what I'm talking about in that idea of enjoying where you are.
Right.
And the beauty of where you are. Yeah, I'm in a small space right now.
Yeah.
I'd love it to be bigger, but
Yeah.
I'm in the best small space I could be in for now until
Best ever.
I shift it.
Best
And
ever.
I don't really want to shift it until I find another space that's really better.
Something better.
So
And eager for more.
right, so I'm very grateful, and
Right.
it feels good to bask in that gratitude
Yes.
and to feel that level of satisfaction. You know, as we're
Yes.
sitting here in our new set,
Yes.
and you can't see it, but we have this magnificent view of her wonderful patio and garden that she's cultivated and worked on so hard. And I've wondered for years
Yes, dear.
why you didn't set the couch up this way.
Yes.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
And we are basking in the magnificence of what you've allowed yourself to have
Right. Change.
by choosing the reality that you're in for now.
Right. And that,
Instead of being all about the next one.
yes, let me tell the story. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you the story.
Yeah, I want to hear
We were
this.
looking for a home, a different new home, and we were looking.
Why were you looking for a new home?
Well, because I wasn't satisfied with what is, but I wasn't unhappy. What I was doing, and I'll tell you, because I should say more like what's for me instead of you.
We've all got to learn from us.
from us, is that I was saying I don't want this home because this wasn't good, and I want better and more. So we often think we have to be dissatisfied with what is in order to almost allow ourselves to say, that's why I want more.
We have
So
to justify.
justify
Yeah.
why this isn't good enough so that we can have more. Instead of saying,
And then what happens?
so we went looking for
No,
homes.
wait a minute.
What?
What happens when we go into that focus of justifying why we want change?
Well, nothing around you is satisfying.
Right.
You're not happy with what you've got.
Exactly.
And you're not appreciating.
And you don't have to
And you're in
justify.
an uncomfortable feeling of like, oh, why aren't I getting what I want? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with society that they can't give
But
me?
you're focused on what you don't want.
That's it too. You're focused on what's wrong in
Yeah.
life. And that is a horrible, uncomfortable, unsatisfying feeling to be living with every day. So we went out and we looked at what's out there, okay? And for $1 million, let me tell you, there are a lot of things out there that are just ugly. And they need repair. And the market that we're in today, whatever. And we looked at them and said, if we're going to have to pay this money, repair that, and da-da-da, we could stay where we are and change things,
Change it up.
and it will be better. We will still have better than what I was unsatisfied with, and better than what we didn't like out there. So we came home, we rearranged. We said, what can we do with what we have?
Shopping
to
at
meet
home.
our needs. Yes. So we did that, and we're delighted with our new home. The feeling of being satisfied, the idea of being guided, because we did do a lot of mental power prayers in asking
Yeah.
for something. what could make this better? What are we dissatisfied with without being angry or resentful about why I don't have what I want? We looked at what is it we want and how can we get it here? It works.
It was awesome. And what they did, which I think was really awesome because I had done it before,
Yes,
with my
your
former
husband, right.
husband, yeah. We had a house and he liked piles and I didn't like piles. And they were everywhere and I would constantly get frustrated. So finally, when we moved into this condo that we got, I said, how about we create a den out of the master bedroom, because didn't have one, and I'll get the living room and you get the den and you can pile to your heart's content in the den.
Hide away.
And I have a beautiful living room space that I can invite people into
Right.
and feel very comfortable and happy.
Right.
It worked.
It does.
And you guys did the same thing.
It does.
Because she's got different tastes than him.
Right. I
Right.
discovered that he has needs too. Which really struck me as surprising. Like, I have to listen to him and what he wants too, because, women spend
This
half
is
their
our
lives.
area, our domain, right?
Right.
Right.
And-
We're the ones that domain this.
Oh, the women?
Yeah.
It was surprising to me that he felt he wasn't being heard, which I thought, as women, we think, well, we're not being heard. Our needs are not being
Well,
met.
you were
I
also
have to-
doing a lot of work to try to give him what he wanted.
I felt that I was listening and doing the best I could.
Yeah.
But this solution actually gave us both what we wanted.
Exactly.
And
with
he
no
feels,
conflict.
he feels so heard, and he feels appreciated, and he feels that his needs are being met. Are we happy or what?
Is that awesome? So,
So simple.
a little bit of, having to negotiate and a little bit of storm has created a magnificent new dawn.
Right.
Cleared air.
So mix it up a little in your life,
Yeah.
and do it with the feeling of, okay, it's not because I'm angry or dissatisfied with what is, it's because I know life can get better.
How can we create a win-win?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go on to the homework, which I'm so excited about, because I know you have ideas about setting intentions, meditating, doing power prayers, whatever works for you. Tell us how your prayers work for you.
Well, I have this great prayer. In fact, I'm kind of in this space right now, so it's really perfect.
Perfect.
And the idea is we go into moments where we're confused, where we feel lost, we feel disempowered, we don't know what to do, we don't know how to fix it. There's a challenge.
Yeah.
And challenges are wonderful opportunities to refine and create more of what you want. But sometimes we just don't feel quite up to the task. We're feeling we don't have what it takes.
We don't know how to get what we want.
Yeah. So my favorite prayer is, please God, help me to find the power. Let me see if I remember it now. All of a sudden I spaced out.
Beautiful.
Dear God, help me to find the power to create the best solution in love for all.
Right.
So I'm looking for the power and the solution at the same time.
Right.
And I get answers within minutes.
Right.
Within
Right.
minutes. So I'm doing that prayer right now, okay?
And it's not
Yeah.
about begging for the answer. It's about opening your heart and your consciousness,
And wisdom.
yes, to be inspired. You don't know what the answer is, or you would be doing it, which is okay, because I often feel embarrassed I don't have the answer right now. But being open and asking for guidance and wisdom is the beginning.
Well, you have to ask for guidance and
Right.
wisdom because you're not going to get those answers if you don't.
Because you're where you are.
Yeah, you're in this place with
Mhm.
this mindset.
Mhm.
If you open to inspiration
Yes.
and allow, and literally it feels like a download that kind of comes into the heart, and then there's this aha moment,
Mhm.
the light bulb goes off, and it's because you opened to the possibility of more and the possibility of expanding your awareness
Yeah.
and receiving what the universe really wants you to get.
Right. And it looks different most of the time than you thought it would look. So you're often
And it's always better.
always better.
Do that part of the prayer.
Always better. This or something better.
This or something better.
Now, when I do my power prayers, and I am a licensed power prayer practitioner, which I just love saying that, I sound officious.
She loves to sound.
I do that. I speak my prayers because I happen to believe very powerfully.
I do too.
Thank you, we do. The spoken word is humans creating on earth, because you take the energy of the thoughts that you're thinking as you've opened your mind and heart and soul to a higher power. You are inspired with your intention that you are focused on, and that inspiration helps you. It's almost like dough. You're taking the ethers and you're forming what do I want, and you put it into words. And once you put those thoughts into words, you're forming the basis of what you're asking for, the universe focuses on that energy point and brings you what you want.
So can I add to that?
Wait, I'm almost done.
Finish.
Because the word in the beginning was the word.
I was going to say that.
See, in the beginning was the word. We know our Bible. And therefore, the energy says, oh, that's what you want. Yes, this or something better. Thank you. Thank you. And it helps me focus specifically on my intention, and then the universe knows what I'm asking for with the energetic desires, unspoken desires behind it, because energy, desire is energy. It's all there in the prayer. And when I put it out there verbally, the universe has a much easier time matching its creation to my desire. Because
we are vibrational beings.
we're vibrational.
We are energy. Everything around us is really just vibration and energy in
Yep.
different forms of density and different frequencies.
That's scientific, but you'll
And
get it.
therefore, when you use your word, the sound is the vibration. In the beginning was the word. That's the vibration. And the vibration, what happens? It moves the energy.
Yes.
You know, if you've got something that's just sitting there and not vibrating, nothing's happening.
Right,
But if you speak it, it not only vibrates out here,
right.
but it vibrates in here, and it helps to align every single cell in your body with the creation you're calling forth.
Yes.
If you've ever imagined something,
Yes.
let's say imagining something happening in your body. I use this with my clients a lot in my sessions,
Okay.
where I say imagine that you've got a river flowing through your body
Mhm.
of energy as you breathe in, and imagine how that when that river is moving through your body, how your body is responding and affected by it. And you start to feel things in your body, and this is just a thought.
A little lightheaded
So
maybe. But
now, if you add vibration to that, it becomes even more real, and it moves more energy,
Mhm.
and so things can really, it's real, this
Yes.
stuff really happens. So word vibration is an essential piece of really manifesting in the
Right.
physical.
Right. And the magnetism is the magic, and that's the secret. Go see that video. But the point is, that's where that undefinable, ununderstandable, not scientific at all, magic happens when the magnetism, the universal source, meets what you have asked for.
And there's one other piece.
Wow, and there's more.
There's one
What
more.
is it?
I think this is the thing that, and they talk about this in the movie The Secret, and that is hanging out in the as if.
Oh, the it is.
Yes. So in other words, fake it till you make it.
Yes.
So the idea is when you're doing your gratitude,
yes.
instead of just saying, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, that's really nice, but how much does that generate? If you actually rehearse in your mind what it's going to be like in your experience for when this shift is there. So let's say I have $1 million in my account. I'm looking, you saying, look at this check. How does that feel? So much relief.
Yes.
So much relaxation.
Yes.
So much excitement of, oh, now I can get the things I really want.
Yes.
So much peace.
In the now.
In the now.
You're
You
feeling it now.
Exactly. So you're there already.
Right.
And then maybe I go into a store
Yes.
and saying, oh, I'd like that and that and that. And I literally, energetically, in my
Right.
imagination, give it to myself.
Right.
It's as if I've purchased it. And I may not walk out of the store with that stuff. And in fact,
Right.
most of the time I'm quite relieved that I
But you
haven't.
didn't.
But I did give it to myself. And spirit or the energy or my mind doesn't really know the difference. As long as I don't allow that negative thought, oh, I can't really have that.
Right.
But just go, just give it to yourself.
How does
Have
it
fun
feel?
with playing with what it would be like
Right.
if you had this.
Right.
And being that and vibrating there and basking there for as
Yes.
long as you can. And keep
Yes.
going back there and keep going back there. And make energetic, imaginative choices.
Visualizing it.
Yes, exactly.
You've heard these words for years, and we're trying to get you to put the old, oh yeah, I visualized, it didn't work, or whatever. The old ideas with the practice of today. This is your homework.
That's the
I
difference,
want,
yeah.
yes, I want you
Oh, I
to
wish
use
I
the
had that.
homework.
Wouldn't that be nice? It's out there in the future somewhere instead
right.
of bringing it into your now.
The right now. So this is your homework. We want you to do it. We want you to focus on a topic you want. You are satisfied with what is, and you are now open and allowing yourself and eager for more, however it's going to look, but you're going to set your intention and focus on how you want it to look.
Yeah.
And then you're going to visualize, and you're going to feel the check in your hand, so you know it's not in the bank yet, but it's yours. So you get excited, you go, what am I going to do with this? And you feel, now that I have it, how does this feel? and you practice.
And we want you to write us and tell us how it worked for you.
Right.
Write to who?
You write to me, Jean, Gen, at goodmorninggoddess.com.
Or Helena at goodmorninggoddess.com.
Because we love to hear from you.
Yeah, we love to. And
Love
if you've
those
got
letters.
questions, if you've got refinements, if
Right.
you've got something you want to add because what you did is brilliant, we want to know and we want to share it with everybody else.
Right, because this is how we grow.
As
we
if you
grow
could be
together.
more brilliant than us, but I bet you might.
I know you are, which is why, because your emails they are inspiring. They do go, oh my God, we should do this. We're stealing this idea. Yeah, because,
We're just
brilliant.
sharing. We're passing it
We are
forward.
sharing. We are
Paying
passing
it
it forward. I love this. Sharing forward. So do your homework where you set your intention, you visualize it with feeling in the now.
And it's okay to make mistakes because you learn from them.
Right, and right. Where
I-
we
you
do
wanna-
your homework, you visualize, you do it in the now.
And then you email us.
your gratitudes. You practice it because I
Yes.
guarantee you will see a benefit in 30 days. You do this and yeah, you might set a wonderful half an hour or a lunch break at work to set your focus and visualize and feel breathing, really feel the energy moving and feel really good. And then, I gotta go back to work. Yeah, but you're gonna feel better going back to work and people are gonna notice your happy attitude. You are gonna see a shift in your life within 30 days.
Yeah, one of the things that I do that helps me a lot is I find that place that feels really good because I basked in my creation.
She'd be basking.
I'd be basking.
I'd be
So
Robin.
once I feel that, and I can kind of feel it ring within my being of a certain feeling, I may attach a little tone to it,
Right.
and then I use that as a quick shortcut
Right.
to get there any moment that I remind myself to do that.
Right. You
So-
remember the feeling.
Right, so
Right.
I don't have to do all the visualization work and all that stuff to get there every time. I've got my shortcut.
Right.
So that I can go there anytime I want, and I've got little stickies that say, ring the bell, or whatever it is,
Right.
so that I remind myself to reground, to refocus, to be in that place more of the time.
Yes. Practice. Now, one of the things I want to help you understand is it's a quiet thing. It doesn't come like a car appears in your driveway overnight because
It's not?
you
I've been
want
working on
to just,
that one.
no, it is. When it all comes true, just the way you plan.
I've been so waiting for her to sing on this show.
You hear a quiet
I think we're gonna do more now.
sing. It's a quiet thing. That's a beautiful song, one of my favorites. But it's
We
just
should do more
simple.
songs on the show.
We should come and see my comedy
We're
concerts.
She's got it.
I'm back.
Gonna do 'em.
So the thing is, it is bit by bit. As you change your mind, your perspective, and your attitude, your world changes, and you will see it. It works.
It does.
It's subtle. It's powerful. You are powerful.
Moment, every moment is a new choice.
Yeah.
So even if you backpedaled a little bit in a moment, you can always pedal back up.
Right.
So, it's not a big deal if you fall off the wagon. Just get back on.
You see, I'm on the bike at the gym going, oh, and now I'm going back. And now I'm going forward. See, I can adjust. I work with what you have in life, and the people around you are going to see the change, and they're going to see you backslide, and you're going to make it okay, because then it makes it okay for them to backslide. Right?
Here's a really
Be
big
kind.
piece. Yeah, a big
Kind.
piece. My partner is going through major transition in his career.
Sure.
And he's coming up against some old stuff, and he is learning that his mistakes, he doesn't have to abuse himself because he made a
Right.
mistake. I mean, he caught himself going into self-loathing, caught
There you
himself beating himself up,
That's
caught himself falling into
Right.
that, how dare you make a
Right.
mistake, it's going to be permanent, the world is over,
Right.
your life is over, and going, I don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
You
That
don't
right there.
have to do that anymore.
That's
We've
a
gotten a lot better.
Oh
at
my
that.
God, it's
We
a
have.
sign of success, and I really
Yeah.
want you to get that. That when you backslide, because let's face it, epiphanies are great, and they happen, and you never smoke again, or you never take another drink, or you never buy anything you shouldn't en masse in 3 different colors. But if you backslide, you catch yourself, and that's how you know you've made progress. So even though you backslide, the success that you can celebrate is you caught yourself this time.
This is the thing. When you're learning a new behavior or creating a new habit or
Right.
stepping out of an old one, what happens is that you've got this neural pathway